Hey everyone, this is Charmaine from FUNtastic Crafts. I hope all of you guys are having a beautiful day. I am going to be continuing our November challenge, which is Emboss Like a Boss for Mamie Made It. And last video I did heat embossing, and this video I'm going to be kind of doing more of the embossing folders to show you that you can emboss in many different forms. So to begin, I'm using this Doris folder, and it's a wood grain folder. So I am also using some of my oxide inks to ink this folder up, and I wanted to show you that you can do that. You could even put Versamark on it and then emboss it, heat emboss it. By the way, I am using the Sizzix embossing machine. Now you can use any kind that you have. There's a Cuttlebug, there's so many different kinds, but today I am using this one. So I inked that up, I put my paper down, and then I took some water and just sprayed a little bit of water because I wanted it to look very rustic and kind of old wood. So I run that through my Sizzix machine and just what I like to do is run it one way and then bring it back. You don't necessarily have to do that. I just prefer to do that just in case it didn't emboss completely. So then I gently remove it out of my embossing folder, and you can see how awesome that looks. There are raised parts and there are not raised parts, and that's what's cool about this kind of embossing folder. I did want my wood to be a little bit more on the raised side, so I did go ahead with my oxide ink and dragged my ink pad onto just my embossed little panel there. And once I did that, I realized I wanted a little bit of brown, so I went ahead with the brown again. Now you can play with this all you want. It's kind of addicting. It's called ink dragging, and it's just so much because it's so much fun because it's so easy. You can just emboss a paper or panel, and then you can just drag your ink across that paper, and it's beautiful. I ink the edges of my little panel here because I always feel like that gives your card a more cohesive look, and I always like it. So I went with the same colors and did the same exact thing with the ink blending tool and just kind of inked it up. Now I did go with a little piece of cloth or anything you have, and I wiped off any of the excess of my ink that was sitting on top because I didn't want it to smear all over or get on anyone's hands or fingers. And then I went with my heat tool and just kind of dried that. Now I'm using this Apple of My Eye stamp set, and I have on the right there, it's a little chipboard that I had. It was a scrap piece of chipboard that I had. So I stamped that little wooden piece onto that and then fussy cut it out. And I thought it would just be really neat. It'll be thick and it'll give that illusion of a real little sign, wooden sign outside in a picket fence. I did also ink the edges of that stamped image, and then I was just looking for a sentiment that would fit right into that sign, and I found the sentiment, "You are the best," and I decided to stamp that onto my little wooden sign. I also stamped a few of the apples and the basket of apple. I fussy cut that out, and then I began to color it. And now I am going to put some music on so you can watch me color this with some music. So I will come back when the coloring is done. Enjoy, guys. guys enjoyed that. So once I had that all colored, I decided I wanted a little piece of strip going onto the top of my card with some apples drawn on it or stamped on and then colored. So I thought that craft color would be really nice with that red. So that's all I did. I just stamped that single apple onto that little strip and then colored it with my red marker. You can use any alcohol marker, or you can even use watercolor, anything, but I used my alcohol marker for this specific coloring. Once that coloring was done, now it's time for me to assemble, and all I did was just glue that top piece of strip of apples on the top, and then my wooden sign on the bottom, and my little basket of apples on the bottom. And then I glued this whole panel onto my A2 size card base, and that completes my card. I did add one more thing that I wanted to mention. I love adding the Nouveau glaze to accent my card. So I did add that Nouveau glaze onto all of my apples, and it gave this really nice little shine, and I thought it was really pretty, and it added a lot to those apples. So that completes it. That's what I did. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought I would give you guys another version of embossing, and this is more of a dry embossing card. I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to thumbs up this video and comment letting me know any suggestions or tips for my next videos. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. That really helps me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, everybody, have a great day. Bye.